Yeah.
Welcome to ChillBuzz Radio, where we shed light on the deep, dark truth of New York City and the surrounding world around it. I'm DJ Luca Knight. I'm here with Freeway Frankie. We're over here just getting lit. I just took a sip of this fucking Henny, like infused with THC a while ago. I still feel this shit, and like I still got that aftertaste in my mouth, like of the whole THC, like it just like has like that. Yo, I fucking love edibles, yo. I love edibles. Like I never had it fused in a liquor though, and
yeah, and it has a kind of taste almost like a cough syrup with like a hint of Henny in it. To me, it's so far from the taste of like what a regular bottle of Henny would be. It's effective, but it doesn't taste. It's kind of crazy how it tastes.
Yeah, I wish we had more of it. Was that full when you bought it?
It was full to the top when I bought it. It was leaking though when I bought it, most definitely, because I got it from one of these fucking underground
Hennessy
illegal.
themselves didn't sell that.
Yeah, no. I got it from one of these underground dispensaries in New York. It was in Harlem that I went to, and it was pretty dope. The prices were like the prices were outlandish. It was like $60, $85 an eighth. It was crazy.
How much was that?
That was $50.
50 for what is this?
200 milliliters.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good price. Yeah.
I didn't even have that much.
It is different.
It just. I like things mixed with weed, man. It's like in the more research that's done, it's really proven that it's not that bad because it's just coming out more and more mainstream, like more and more over time. Like now, I heard some shit the other day. They said that marijuana is actually good for the coronavirus.
For the coronavirus?
Like yeah,
marijuana is like.
I don't know
marijuana
if it was like
by
a
God.
clickbait, like for like cry for attention type of just throw out there. Cause
maybe, but I feel like it doesn't need it.
People are gonna find a way to, like, oh, weed is just everything.
Yeah, to market everything. It. Yeah.
I mean, it does really like help everything. Like,
almost
for me, like for my perspective, I just feel better doing everything smoking.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a good regulator. It's a good regulator. Weed is, it just keeps you going in a type of way that nothing else really does. Cause it's perfect. It's not harmful damn near at all.
You think Biden's gonna make weed legal?
I wonder how much of a liar Biden is. Like he's saying, just cause he's promising a lot of shit, bro. When you low key, he's promising a lot of shit. Cause I'm watching the news. I just got my unemployment, and for all you people out there who are getting that unemployment money, stay home, stay safe. You know what I mean? Get that cash, but motherfucking I'm watching the news now. Got a TV, and whenever I watch these Democratic news channels, because you know they got the different sides. So I'm watching the Dem side, and every time he speaks,
I actually watch the other side. You should see it.
Yeah. No, I watch both. That's why I switch sides like that. You have to just
You
to
should see how they bash this guy.
Yeah, they bash him so decent. That's why I can totally understand anyone who's like on the Republican side or on the conservative side or watching that side of the news. I can totally see why a person will feel a type of way about Joe Biden, because they do a good job. They're way funny. They're funnier than the Democrats. The Democrats aren't funny at all. The liberals are like, they're soft. That's what helps the Republicans a lot. But Joe Biden, he's got a good talk despite the fuck ups that he has. It's not as many as the other side makes it seem. But he does have some pretty bad slip ups, and he does have a pretty kind of like unusual past, a kind of shady past when it comes to a lot of issues. When it comes to certain stuff, I might not say certain stuff that might be off the record, but his weird like handshakes when it comes to like little girl handshakes that he has. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to.
Biden?
Yeah, when he on television, when he like he'll have a press interview or something like that, right? And then after it, there'll be like a little girl that'll be there for some reason, like with like the family or whatever, right? And when he goes to shake her hand, he'll like touch her in like a weird way, you know, and like touch her face, and would even like kiss them. And like hold their hand for extra long and shit. Like do weird shit. Some really creepy shit. And when you know that, then you look at him while he's talking. It's like,
Uncle
this is definitely kind of like a creepy guy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uncle Sam, Uncle fucking Uncle Molester, fucking. I'm looking at Kamala Harris when I see Joe Biden. I don't think he can last.
Because honestly, I'm not voting just because it's like I'm not doing that. It's like I don't believe in anyone, but I would not vote for Biden if I was to vote. Just because it's like, yo, like if someone had a gun to my head, I think I would vote for Trump.
Oh man.
If someone had a gun to my head, that's why I can't vote right now. But if I had to,
I'm definitely. I just found out earlier today that I can get despite having like a record, having a background, I can still get my voting rights. In New York, they don't discriminate against you people who have backgrounds and stuff like that on a lot of different issues, like voting and jobs and stuff like that. So it's good to know. I didn't know that. So, you know, with that being said, like now I'm gonna do it just because I have, like, this is the first year I have the opportunity to do it. It's 2020. It's a crazy year. It's a crazy election. It's a hard decision. It's kind of one that you don't want to make one way or the other. But just for the fuck of it, just to play the game, if it is even, you know, like real, if voting even does work at all, I'm gonna play the game. And when I do, I'm gonna go with Biden probably. If there's no other better options, I'm gonna go with Biden.
I feel like you're just voting for Kamala Harris. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's kind of smart. It's like, oh yeah, let's put this guy at the front. They'll vote for him. Obama's vice president, all this shit. And then people aren't going to vote for this woman. Tried that with Hillary. They don't want no woman.
Yeah, they don't.
But let's just sneak her in there under Biden.
Yeah,
like,
pass her like that.
Win the both sides, the African side, the Asian side, the women's side.
Yeah,
snag
like
up all of it right there.
Yeah.
You know, and just sneak her in there under vice president. And within a year, like, I mean, Biden's only gonna fuck up so many speeches before they say, we gotta move you to the side. Maybe we'll let you be VP. Like, maybe. Just for your pride. But that's so improper. Pride. How can you be the next in line to be president if you are the president? And you can't even hear. I mean, it's didn't
tactics,
even happen
bro.
yet. We'll see.
We want us to be. Everybody's talking about that. Kamala Harris is gonna end up being the president. That's why we want this to happen for Joe Biden. We want this to go because we know that even if he tries to to grip it with everything he's got and not let go. He can't handle 4 years. He can't handle 8 years for the White House. He can't handle it. I give him 2 max. And then we're going to start seeing what Kamala Harris can do. And how she cleans up the mess. Because that's another thing people are going to have to think of beforehand, is whenever Kamala Harris does become the de facto president of the United States, she's gonna have a whole ass mess to clean up. Like I feel like Biden is gonna. But the only reason he's gonna get pushed out is when he really starts fucking up. Like not speeches. We're talking about actual things that like people are like, now you're doing exactly what we wanted Trump not to do.
Don't ultimately care.
Yeah, until you get to a certain point. Like Trump, he talks crazy, bro. No president has ever. He set a whole different standard.
He's just mad offensive.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I just feel like despite the person though, the country's kind of better in his hands than Biden. Like Biden's personally.
Biden personally, maybe. Maybe. And maybe be just because, okay, cool, there's the other perspective out there, but I also don't see why that's the case. Like why do you feel like that necessarily? Like why is that?
Yo, I remember looking at it. I looked at the Democratic like races, and I saw Biden like always in that slight lead, and I remember always thinking to myself, I will vote for literally every other motherfucker up there before him.
Before I vote for Biden.
He's the one person that I'd vote for Trump over him. And I remember looking at that like, how is he in a slight lead? This guy?
Yeah.
Really? Like,
yeah.
Why him?
What is it about
Sorry,
him?
People, we're in the hood. We got sirens and shit.
We got them sirens jumping off in the background. Every other night, every night this shit happens in my neighborhood. But I like to think that there are a lot of people out here calling the police about common colds and cats and trees. They can't all be critical. At least that's not what who knows? Shit is crazy out here. The crime rate is skyrocketed apparently since the coronavirus anyway. So I saw people jogging down the street after some gunshots.
Now when they say the crime rate, what is the crime rate? Because
what is it?
A true crime,
like violent crime rate, drug,
a professional criminal that actually succeeds and gets away and doesn't get caught. Does that get factored in? No.
Yeah, it can.
Like the crimes that are happening or the crimes that
maybe it can, just because a crime did get committed, but they haven't solved it yet or, fully processed it yet. So I would imagine they're probably just thinking like, how many times did somebody hit or get hit this year so far? Who's out here getting shot, who's out here robbing, who's out here sticking people up, who's out here sticking up stores, getting banks, carjackings and whatnot. Deeper shit that it isn't, necessary to say. We all know how crazy shit can get these days. But I feel like that's how it's always been, Shit is wild in these streets.
What do you think this is about? Like, we just heard
people.
two or three different types of sirens. Like, what is it? Ambulance, a police car.
Yeah, they're like tag team in a situation.
It's wild out here. I mean, up where I live, it's just the same old shit. It was hood before. It's hood now.
Yeah.
Same shit.
I don't know. I'm new to New York, man, and to me, the hood in New York in Florida, the hood is like more distinctively like. People are like outside, and it's like a more kind of ignorant vibe, I would say, than up here. It's like you see people out, but I don't know. It doesn't have this. There's so many people out here. It kind of like blends well with the environment, with the rhythm of the environment.
There's a lot of bugs in Florida, right?
Yeah.
I'm just getting this visual of a bunch of sweaty motherfuckers outside.
Yeah.
Because they got no AC,
with guns on their laps,
flies,
and fucking mosquitoes and fucking exactly what you think.
Yo, you know what they used to have once upon a time? Like fucking Old English. You know how they got the 40 ounce? They used to have 64 ounce.
Oh my god.
Like, yo, the shit was basically like a half gallon of beer.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like a half gallon of milk, straight fucking beer. Malt liquor. Not
That's
just regular beer, malt liquor.
That's basically like we're trying to kill you.
Oh my god.
For $9.99. How much would you even pay? How cheap is it? I bet it's so 40, fucking cheap.
I'm gonna be trash. 60. That's all I need. I can't drink more than that. I can't mix a 40 with anything else. It just has to be just that 40.
Yeah, just the 40. Yeah, you get it down to the bottom with a little willpower.
And I still want to throw up. Yeah, and if I drink the
40, I could do a 40.
The shit water at the bottom. Oh my god. No, does that even count?
That's the shit. Nah, that's the shit you
take an inch off the bottom. Like
that's the shit you pour out for your homies right there. You don't do it at the beginning. You wait till the end to pour that fucking beer out for your homies.
That's the time to do it.
The best, exactly.
It's like the best excuse.
You gotta play it smart when you out here paying tithes to the thug angels in the sky. You know,
the first time I saw that reference, man, pour the beer out to the homies I didn't really get it. It was, you remember that movie Don't Be a Menace?
It's while drinking your
yeah. It was like he said some shit movie. like oh, you gonna drink that or some shit. Nah, it's for the homies. Like,
yeah, that's the first time I seen that shit too.
Some shit out of like the next yard, and it was a bunch of dead people on the floor, and the beer was just smacking them in the face, like, piled up. And I didn't get it. And then like whoever I was watching was like, oh yeah, because when you're dead, they like pour out alcohol for like beer or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it now. That was like the first time I saw that reference.
That's a really
lot of shit.
That's
in the
a really
media,
crazy
man. As a kid,
gesture.
like I would just come to my parents and other people, like, oh, what's this? What the fuck is that? Like, you know, just like learn so much shit. Like, it's crazy how the media just like affects someone.
The way you think, the kind of shit that comes your way to your brain. One thing that's weird to me, man, is like my phone, and I got a newer phone now. Like, and my phone is, I feel like you hear, like at first you started hearing people talk about, oh, like whenever I type in something or search up something or do something like that, right, that my phone would then predict it, and that was like kind of a weird or, you know, little quirky thing about technology at the time. Then the next thing was like, oh, it's weird whenever I have conversations with people on the phone or maybe even in real life, then shit that it would affect the kind of shit that I see that comes my way when I'm on my phone and searching shit. Now it's like in my head. Pause. I know this isn't just me because I've talked to other people about this shit. It's like, even if I didn't talk to anybody about something like a video or a product or something like that, and I'm just surfing the internet, I dead ass will anticipate something in my mind, and then I'll end up seeing some shit that it's like, no way, bro. I was kind of feeling that before that popped up, but I haven't said anything to any, you know what I mean? I'm chilling. I haven't said shit to nobody for a minute, especially about this. But this is like what popped up.
Trust me, the marketing techniques.
It's deep. The algorithms, bro.
It got us some good.
They learn so much. They get so much data, man. Imagine how fast and how much an algorithm learns just in one day.
It happens. I mean, like
so fast.
I dropped a little campaign, and yeah, thousands of people who you just pay Google to just pop your content right in front of them,
and they're good at what they do
everywhere.
Yeah,
and they just do it. I mean, you could, like I did a little marketing. Like, I mean, it's common sense if you think about it. Just the different types of people you would approach, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, we have like a wide market. I mean, we try to appeal to everyone, but you know, I don't know, it balances out. For the most part, it does. But people like on this channel, one of the most successful uploads is like some Usher shit.
Yeah.
Like that no one paid any money into. I really gave any attention to a Usher remix that I uploaded as a music
video on that shit also is
the
fire.
bitches just love him. I think
Yeah.
that's
Usher was huge when he came out. He was huge. He was making the best stuff out by far. You know, when he first jumped out, it was like, this is the best.
Anything he hops on is dope, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Akon's out here coming back out. Tracks.
Coming
Remember
back out,
when
like
he
with
was
Dr.
like
Dre.
hot? Like it was like so fire.
Yeah.
I don't know why he fell
Music
off.
was different then.
He's been doing mad shit in Africa.
He's been selling
building a
out to the
city and
Asians,
shit.
to the Chinese.
Basically,
In Africa is what he's been doing. He's got his own.
building a
town
city in-
now. Yeah,
in
city.
Africa.
Yeah. Which it started out like, oh shit, this is great. Akon is out here lacing fucking Africa with solar panels and solar energy and shit. Oh nah, he's actually got China in his pocket and he's just grazing the land with
Akon
capitalism.
City.
And
Is that
fucking
his actual
taking
name?
over.
Akon.
I don't know if that is his actual name. It might be like a piece of one of the shits, like the first or the
Like
last
Akon,
name, like a piece of the.
convict.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it is.
I
Yeah,
think.
that's convict. Yeah, that's what it is actually.
But yeah, fucking.
Hypnotized.
What's his name? Snoop Dogg coming back out with that revival shit. Things like that. It's just seeing things like that drop. It's weird. Like I never would have expected that. Like I kind of like haven't been looking into music as much since this pandemic shit happened, just because of the energy of what people make during this shit. It's like I've kind of been wanting to just get past that energy, but
Yeah.
you could only hold out so long, you know. Like I need to, you know, we're gonna be in 2021 soon before we know it. So it's like enough time has passed, and like I saw some shit, the revival with fucking Dre and
DMX,
Ice Cube
yeah.
and all this shit, and like I'm like listening to it, watching it, and it's like some shit like you could barely even tell it happened this year. It looks like it was made back in the day. It sounds like a back in the day track. Even the visuals of the video, it's like
90s,
they kind of
the
made
angles and everything.
purposely
Nice.
like a little shitty. They
Yeah,
added
yeah.
shittiness to it, like
Yeah.
just to give it that old school feel. It was kind of weird. And then I'm just like listening to like new hip hop, and I'm like, it's so different. I mean, it's not less as good, but it's just so different. Like I don't know, like hip hop, like certain things, like electronic music, like it's so vague. Like it could be anything. There's so many different types: house, techno, dubstep, trap, like electro, EDM.
It just
like,
has like an energy to it.
trance, like all this different shit. Hip hop really is like that, the same way. Like there's so many different subgenres of hip hop. They're really like undefined.
Yeah.
Like they don't really. It's not like, oh yeah, this, like they should come up with a way to define it. I guess they just do it by era. But something
probably
like
by
I
era,
feel
yeah.
like this track, the revival, like I feel like it's straight up. It belongs in the '90s era. Like if you classify that for this era, 2020s, next to like other tracks, I can't even think of the names because they just don't attach to me like that.
Yeah.
They just don't
Yeah.
speak to me and touch me. You know?
One song that really does, I feel like it touched damn near everybody, is that song by Lil Baby, that Black Lives Matter anthem. That shit is a fucking banger.
I
And
haven't
he
even
spit
heard it. You know
consistently
why?
and
Because
sanity over that.
anything dealing with the current bullshit that is affecting everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Like just like this whole year, it's just been. It like I don't know, like just like shit created with this energy. It's like I don't know. I just
But
haven't.
you that song, man, it really is like you would think that nobody could really encapsulate a lot of what people are feeling this year, but also have it by the end. You really feel like, man, all right, we can do this. We can get this shit right. Like it's so.
What's so good about this song?
For one, he's spitting bars, my nigga, biggity, but like crazy the whole time.
Best
He
song
just
of the year,
pulled
you think?
That is my favorite rap song of this whole year. The only song that I feel like
wouldn't know.
even,
Honestly, like I haven't really heard shit.
There's been some good shit come out this year, I guess, but that song I feel like is the 2020 song to me. Like that's the anthem of this year, and it came out early too, and it still holds its weight as like to me the best shit. Future came out with the album. I know that shit is fucking amazing, and I'm missing out on a lot of shit because I haven't been keeping up. This year it's been so wild that like that's not what I've been focused on, like a lot of people haven't been, but it's
either,
definitely
man.
out there.
I just couldn't help but I'm like, you know what, like let me like peek into what's been going on a little bit, and I went on like a little baby like spree of just like the past like up to like 2-3 months, like, you know, nothing like too like long ago, like whatever, but just like recent like summer shit. And it was kind of all over the place, man. Like I didn't hear anything bad. Like I know people like are busy. People like are like in the studio. You know, there's no restrictions on that when it comes down to live events. Yeah, kind of screwed in that department, which
a lot of Zoom shit, a lot of virtual shit. It's just fucking lame
you know
to
what?
me.
That's
Even the
why.
basketball to
That's
me is kinda,
primarily why I haven't really been looking into anything new that happened during all this.
Because you already know
as
it's
a
gonna
DJ, it upset me so much just seeing just all like the only things anyone are doing is just Zoom parties.
Yeah.
And I can't help myself but to just, you know, try to do my own events and like all this shit. I don't give a fuck. Like
Shouts out to California for breaking the rules.
Fuck
the government for trying to shut your goddamn water and your lights down.
Shouts out to Oregon for taking over
Portland,
the courthouse.
Yeah. Portland, man, they be tearing shit up, bro. When it comes to protesting, that liberal shit, Portland doesn't fuck around at all. They'll like set up. They'll do crazy shit, bro. They'll literally, they're extreme in Portland, honestly. I don't know, like the citizens.
You've been out there before?
No, but everything I hear about it is just like whenever they protest, it's like some next level shit, like some crazy shit. Like they'll just start flipping over cars and like sleeping and I don't know, like just some random shit just fucking in front of like town hall over an issue. I don't know. It's like I hear all types of shit about them, like setting cars on fucking fire, fucking breaking windows over shit, like barricading with like tent cities in the road over issues. Like they'll go in front of like a fucking eatery if the food isn't like fucking vegan totally. They'll just go out there and like just do some crazy shit to drive customers away from there while they're protesting. I hear about a lot of shit like that happening in Oregon. Portland, Oregon, specifically.
So any more like protests or anything?
There was a huge one in DC. That my homegirl and another friend from Florida, my hometown where I'm from, they went out there, and there was like, it looked like there was thousands and thousands of people, bro. Like it looked like the Million Man March or some shit. Or like, you ever seen the movie Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
You know the scene where he like just gets on the podium in front of everybody in DC, like before he like meets Jenny in the water and shit after all that time? Like he just gets up there and like says some dumb shit about being in the war in Vietnam, but it just totally hits and snaps.
When he got the little pin for his jacket?
Nah, this is like after that when he goes and like the guy's on the side, he's like fucking up the mic while he's talking, and then in the end he's like, and that's all I have to say about the war in Vietnam.
Yo,
that scene, that's exactly what it looked. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yo, when you brought up that movie, the only thing that came to my mind was that fucking Mandela Effect shit.
Oh yeah.
You know anything about that?
Fuck yeah. That shit is weird.
It is weird, like, but I kind of did some asshole shit. Like, people, you know about the Mandela Effect. And if there's something that you almost feel like is certain happened in history, but it didn't under the Mandela Effect, just fucking shit up, you can actually bet someone. Make a bet against someone. I actually won a bet. I told them, what does Darth Vader say at the end of Star Wars? I bet you can't say it. And they said, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, right.
And that's not what he actually says. He says, no, I am your father. So it's like things like that. Like, I bet someone like gave up $20. Real asshole move. You can do it though. But there's so many things like that. But that's kind of a fucked up one because it's so similar. I know they twisted it up like so many different types of ways over the years. So it's kind of like an asshole bet. But it's
an easy one to do because there's a lot of shit. The Bernstein Bears, the Kit Kat, the fucking Mandela himself, that shit. The Luke, I am your father thing. The fucking... There's a bunch of them out there.
Shit is so weird. So much weird shit happening.
Yeah, a lot of weird conspiracy theories. That's my favorite shit right now. Is the conspiracy theories and the alternate reality theories that are out right now, because they're so interesting. It just makes life. It adds so much flavor to it. Like flat Earth. What the fuck? Why not?
Oh my god.
Why not? Why not an ice wall
the one
with
right there, the flat Earth one?
Nether realms outside the rings.
That's where I draw the line right there. That one just pisses me off. It personally aggravates me. That black Earth shit. Yo, if you think the Earth is flat and you say it because you want to be a fucking asshole, okay. But if you truly in your heart and mind and soul, truly to yourself, believe that shit, don't listen to this podcast at all.
Fuck you. No. It's hard to defend, and it's hard to wrap your head around. But the flat Earth theory is pretty believable, to be completely honest with you, if you allow yourself to get into it. Like, it really is interesting. And there's a lot of shit where it's like, whoa, that's different. Like, gravity isn't real, dinosaurs aren't real, space isn't real, and there's a firmament over the Earth, like a dome over the Earth, holding a whole bunch of water, and there is no North or South Pole because the Earth is flat. So what you see there is really like the outer ring of the Earth, which is like a huge ice wall, and the U.S. government is blocking off this ice wall. But there is the other rings of, like, I guess, reality or dimensions, or just different lands and continents and shit and other oceans outside of those rings, and then the rings go out and out and out. But apparently even then, like, not only is the Earth is like the center of that universe as well. Like, where we live is the center of all that. So those outer realms, I guess, have like monsters, and I don't fucking know. But that's what it is with the flat Earth. Part of it. You know
what? If you believe in simulation theory, there's probably a way more likely chance that's what's going on if we're in fucking simulation theory. But if you want to go based off of nature and, like, let's say scientifically, if this is it, I don't think so. Like, it would have to be a weird simulation of the Earth being flat off of the Earth really being a sphere for me to actually roll with that one and get on board with that. I mean, it's kind of hard.
There's ways to be convinced, bro. That's all I'll say. There's ways to be convinced. I feel like what if we're all just in Joe Biden's head? And this is all just like a huge, very, very good, like, genius level, deep ass figment of Joe Biden's psyched out imagination. And he's just running for president in his mind. And everybody every time we talk about it or know about it or everything leading up to it, it's just all just Joe Biden tripping the fuck out on dementia with like no pills.
I know I tripped on some DMT like fucking, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
It was funny. It was like me and like, I don't even know what I'm doing with this recording, but it was funny. Like me and two of my friends, like we ended up getting a hotel room for the recording, just have some extra space, like whatever. First time I recorded with 3 people, I'm like whatever. So it was probably funny, like fucking 3 guys like with like cameras and shit renting a fucking hotel room for 3 hours only.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Just walking in their room with tripods and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are these motherfuckers
It's
doing
a
in
sus
there?
look, yeah.
It definitely looks suspect. Up in 241st, where people bring hookers, so they got them 3-hour prices and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just like up there.
Perfect
and, like,
spot.
It was.
Perfect
I mean,
spot.
it was. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with this shit because like everyone just kind of started getting fucked up. I was the one doing DMT. Like I did DMT and was like speaking about the experience, which was pretty dope. It was like just the fucking the visuals were just so intense. Like I guess like since, because I had surgery earlier this year, since I had that surgery, I've been smoking
with your shoulder?
so much weed.
Yeah.
During like that time to recover, you know, I just blame it on that, whatever. I just smoke mad weed. I mean, I have been in pain, but I've been smoking a lot of weed, so I guess my lungs can take it.
Yeah.
And when I did DMT, it's
So
like
you
I
ripped
was
it
able
decent.
to take these huge heavy
rips.
hits with no problem. I took 3 giant hits, and now it's like I want to get to the level where I could do like 5.
When I
One
first
hit,
got
bang.
DMT, I was smoking a lot of it for like days, but I never broke through or had like a super crazy experience. I had like pretty wild experiences, but none of them were like out of this world types. You know what I mean? If you're kind of like into that stuff, like it wasn't. I was still here, but it was, you know, I should have ripped it from like
Every
a
time
bomb,
is
something.
different. I actually did it I did it like 2 more times after I tripped in this hotel room, but every trip, the 2 next times weren't as strong. And the first time was the strongest one, probably because I did the most of it the first time. But after that, it wasn't like, it was like kind of the same trip, the same exact trip.
Yeah.
Nothing different happened. But if I do it in like a different setting or some shit, the trip will like kind of vary towards the setting. But yo, I'm about to grab that other beer. You want to split it?
Yeah, I'm down.
I'll pour half of it in here and
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll do that. Come right back.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, welcome back, people. I just stepped off, grabbed some cores. Cores didn't pay me for that. I just genuinely like it. People like think to me like, "Oh, you drink cores? You're a dirtbag." Is that true? Like, am I a dirtbag for that? I think I'm a dirtbag.
Maybe
just
not
because I'm a dirtbag.
For that, yeah. It's maybe not for the cores.
But if people think I'm a dirtbag, I want them to point out my actual dirtbagginess.
Yeah, the dirtbag tendencies or qualities.
Because I drink Coors, like, is it not like a...
Coors is a
Coors Light is better, right?
Coors Light
don't
is
drink
is
Pepsi,
more fancy.
drink
yeah.
Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, then you get the free pass. But when you take just the Coors Raw, that is kind of like a dirtbag thing. Pabst Blue Ribbon, dirtbag thing. But that shit is delicious though. Coors is delicious. Pabst is delicious.
As soon as you said Pabst Blue Ribbon, I just had a fucking crazy flashback of like all the fucking college parties I've been at.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that shit is popular in New York.
Oh my god.
I noticed.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. I remember, you know what? Not even just New York. A lot in PA. Because I was in Philly making a lot of moves out there.
Where do they make Pabst Blue Ribbon? Where do you know where that shit comes from?
I don't know, but the reason we would go with it, I remember the specific reason why it was so popular was because it was cheaper than everything else. I think it was like $35 a fucking goddamn keg.
What?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
35 cash for a fucking keg. So we would just buy kegs of fucking Blue Ribbon and basically charge like $10 at the door, $5 for the ladies, $10 for the gentlemen,
for the dudes, yeah.
And yeah, just come up. You drink for free all night, but it's the cheapest beer ever. We paid 35 cash for a whole fucking keg. So it's like, good luck with that. You're gonna get tired after a while, and then go to the bar and buy shots from us that we also have.
Yeah.
For sale after admission, not included. Like,
yeah, that's a smart setup.
But it was like you couldn't get in the party and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna drink." Just like, no, there is no not drink choice. Yeah. You're either in, and if you're in, you can drink beer. Yeah. Or you're out. Fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, you should be lucky to get anything. Beer is just an extra. You're paying to get in. I miss some parties, man. That was like some of the happiest times. Am I a piece of shit for that?
No, man.
Serving
that's
the underground college community, the hardcore classic Luca Knight flow delivery on that shit, and that was my favorite parties. Underage kids partying. Just because it's like so not supposed to happen. Just like, I mean, I did some good parties this year that were pretty dope. I guess like the pandemic thing made it feel a little special, knowing it shouldn't have happened, but it's like we were just like,
it has an element of being taboo.
Just like I know you saw the movie Project X. Kind of like that, you know, it just has that feel. Like, it's like you could really parties get
that have that kind of
club or a country club, or like, you know, you could get some environment lit like what they did on Project X if you really wanted that party. Yeah. But just the whole element like of suspense,
even
like
a smaller
they're not supposed to do it, and the cops come, all these little things that add up to that build up of things going completely wrong at the end, party. But that is the cost of it going so awesome to begin with. Yeah. So, yeah, man, like that movie right there was definitely inspiration for me, like in the DJ world. Like, it came out around the time I started spinning, and I'm like, yo, I want to do parties like that.
Fuck yeah.
And then I started doing parties. I mean, nothing like that. That doesn't happen. There's not fucking...
In California, shit like that is liable to happen.
There is no gnomes with ecstasy pills in them. Like, there is no... It was funny fucking...
it doesn't get that deep.
Yo, I actually saw that Bill and Ted shit.
Oh, yeah.
And Kid Cudi was actually in the movie. He's like in the movie. Yeah.
Kid Cudi's been doing a lot of acting, man, lately, and I like that shit. I like that he's going in that direction. Too. I've seen like 3 different movies or TV shows with Kid Cudi in it so far.
I feel like they brought him in just because of that Project X fucking party element he adds to it. Yeah. It's like, oh, this Kid Cudi, throw him in the mix. Like,
yeah. Kid Cudi's fucking hypey as fuck.
Lit.
Yeah. He's on a different level. I love Kid Cudi. Never mind.
Kanye
Kid
West.
Cudi had his moments too, though. Kid Cudi had a couple times where he kind of like lost it a little bit. He like beat up one of his fans. He just tagged the nigga in the audience.
Doesn't Kid Cudi work for Kanye West? That's his boss, right?
What is he, like his press release guy? Like he's his press manager?
I think he's signed by Kanye, right?
Yeah, he's signed.
It's him, right?
I don't feel like, is that his boss though? Like, is that the setup? I hope. I don't know.
I know, right? It's not the best way to prefer it. I bet Kid Cudi doesn't go around wording it that way.
Kanye, sir. Yeah.
All right, what do you think's the line between like, oh, that's someone's boss?
And that's just
the value, right? Whoever writes the contract.
Yeah, pretty much. Whoever writes or whoever has the stakes in their hands really is the boss. Because you could sign the contract and we're good.
LeBron,
I wash
for
my
example,
hands, you. The deal is done.
LeBron is like, it's like he's the boss of any team. He hires whatever team he wants. That's kind of what it's like, man.
Yeah.
Like I've played 2K with people, and like I don't even know what team LeBron is on it anymore. Because in 2K, when people like want to pick whatever team LeBron's on, they don't even say, "Oh, I got the Cavs" or "I got the Lakers." They just say, "Oh, I got LeBron."
Yeah.
I got LeBron. I'm picking LeBron. Because
LeBron really is that nice. He's that nice. He wins, bro. He goes hard. For diehard fans and people who just hardly know shit about basketball, LeBron is certified. People compare him to Michael Jordan and say that he's better than him. And that's like an often occurrence. I'm not into basketball like that, but that's just what I hear. Knowing that from the outside in, that's what I'm hearing, he's got to be nice. This is from people, all kinds of basketball fans, bring that up and say shit like that about him. So he's good.
New Space Jam movie.
It's coming out.
Yeah,
doing a lot of dope
Space Jam with LeBron
re-releases.
James. I mean, I saw LeBron and like he did a few acting
Can
things.
LeBron
It's
act?
I don't know, man. That original Space Jam movie. I
He
swear,
better
like,
not fucking. He better not be
I was
do
so
a fucking
young. I saw that
retarded.
in the movie theaters. Little ass kid.
Space Jam
And
was awesome.
yeah, I was mad little, and I had like some older chick in her 20s who was hot as fuck, and she just like brought me and my
To watch Space
little
Jam.
brother to like see the Space Jam movie
Yeah.
and try to go with my parents somehow, whatever. But that movie was so dope, like back then, and
It
it's
was
like
different.
to redo that. I feel like it's just to put a few dollars in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
Because if
Warner
and it'll
Brothers is,
especially
like,
be worse.
tempted
It's
right
all
now.
on LeBron, honestly.
Disney is expanding so much. Warner feels like they need to do something.
Yeah, they got the new
Let's
Mulan
bring
coming
this
out.
Space
They
Jam
got
back.
it coming out. They got all the old shit coming back. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is doing a dramatic re-release. A lot of them are like more dramatic re-releases. So I wonder what the
Fresh
Space
Prince
Jam
of
is gonna be.
Bel-Air.
Yeah, I think it might be a mini
Dramatic
series.
re-release. What do you mean?
It's like, all right, so and this is I'm taking this from what I heard somewhere else, but you know how in the intro song to the theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? It goes like, West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days chilling out, maxing and relaxing out, cool, and I was playing b-ball outside the school, right? And then a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. So that's where the whole plot of the dramatic movie comes from. There had to be a serious problem for him to have to leave like that and go all the way across.
I'm thinking you're leaning more towards like some spin-off where like Will Smith is all old, like still doing some
No.
fucking,
It's like some
comedy.
new kid, but it's not me. This is like a real thing that's coming out. That's not me. This is a real thing that's I don't even know if it's already out. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
that's dope.
I
And the
think they're
Mulan
pushing
thing
it, 'cause
too,
they
I think
brought
that idea
back
is
the
dope.
Bad Boys. They did the new Bad Boys movie. That shit was so dope.
Was it dope? Did you see it?
It was pretty dope. I
gotta
feel
see
like
it.
what was it? It was Bad Boys 1, then 2. And I
yeah.
think this was the third one. This is a stupid thing I that just bugs me about this, because naming is a lot to me.
Bad Boys
Bad
Forever.
Boys number 3, they make Bad Boys for Life. That's the name
For
of the
Life,
movie,
yeah.
and the title has the number 4 in it. You stress the 4, it's the third movie. Okay, so I'm thinking it's the last one. It has to be. With a title like that, how can you make the last one? And not to spoil it, I'm not going to, but by the end, guess what? It's not the last one somehow. And they basically revealed that they were gonna make a new one right the next day after it came out.
Shit.
So it's like, it's fucking like if you knew you filmed this movie, you made this movie to come out, and you were gonna do another sequel, a part 4, why would you name it Bad Boys for Life? If you're gonna do part 4, wouldn't you save that for life for the 4th edition?
Because it has kind of like a closer feel to it. Like, this is solidified. This is going to be forever. You don't got to make another Bad Boys. Like, we're always going to be.
But they are, though. That's the thing. They're making a 4. That's what
So
I
it goes
thought. That's how
against
I
that.
originally thought. It doesn't make sense. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I want the movie to happen. It's good. Like, I
gotta
want the movie to
I gotta
happen.
see the most recent one that came out for me to know if I want this to if I want that to happen.
They're all good. I mean, this one, I mean, it wasn't as good as the first 2.
Yeah.
But
What
it was
what
good,
movie
man.
is ever
I'd rather have it
so
than
much
not have
better
it,
as it
especially
gets-
right now, because that shit came out like in January, late January. So right before everything went to shit, that was one of the last real things that came out, back when things were still normal.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I feel like they pulled it off pretty good, which doesn't happen a lot of time when they try to like bring back things.
Yeah,
Just
because that's
like,
what I was thinking. Like, what is an example of a movie that gets better the more of them that they made? It almost never happens.
Yo, like I don't
think
know,
that's
they're
ever
bringing
happened.
back the Matrix. They did Bill and Ted, that was fire.
Yeah. I want to see what they do with the Matrix now, man. I can't stress it enough. That shit has to be crazy. Just because of the times that we're in, the material that's available now, you gotta come. It's the Matrix. You have a reputation, so you gotta come hard. People aren't playing about movies these days. Everybody's giving the most that they got into every remake that they do, which is a must. So how's the Matrix gonna top what they did when they first came out? That shit set off a whole subculture of conspiracy theories and ways of looking at things differently, and, you know, breaking your mind out of the mainstream, because it really sent that message home. Like, it's like that world is out there, you know, and it was, and it got bigger. Now the conspiracy theories are insane. What can they do with that? What are they even allowed to do? I'm so interested in the new Matrix.
I have no clue, yo. It's like, I just know I like seeing the movies, man. I just like good movies, good art,
Yeah.
good shows and music and entertainment. I mean, I see things that aren't exactly my cup of tea, and that's me being nice about it.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. You ever see Wilfred on FX?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
You seen Archer on FX?
Archer, no.
The cartoon one with the spy guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That show's fire. That show's fucking hilarious. But yeah, that on FX, Wilfred, that's one of my favorite shows.
That show is still out?
I don't think it's still out.
Hell no, right?
Yeah.
That came out a while ago.
Yeah. Mr. Robot, that's a new show that's out that I'm fucking with. I love that shit. I love that show. already
some hacker
first
shit.
Yeah, yeah. But it's weird. He's so weird, man. They start the show out as like, it's one of those shows where even after the very first episode, you know there's gonna be some dope shit. I'm trying to get into a lot of shows that I've been missing out on, man. Now I got into Euphoria with Zendaya.
They're just black
Shout out to
holes. That's the
Zendaya.
only thing with it. Like sometimes I'll watch something and you just get left with all these questions. You never get like a full. They never leave. You never watch one full show with them leaving you on with closure.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's not designed like that.
But I like that, yeah. I like that. That's more common in like movies and like European movies. Like movies over there, they make them with more. It's not as satisfying in the end. They're more worried about like how could shit play out in real life. Like if you fuck up, it might really be like shitty for you in the end. Or even if you're like the good person, you might still end up kind of fucked in the end. You know, they keep it super realistic. I like that about like foreign movies.
There's some crazy foreign movies, yo. I saw this one. Fucking Jesus. A Serbian film? That's what this movie's called? Oh, you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. I know about it.
Know of that?
Yeah, I know about it, yeah.
Horrible, man.
Oh my God.
You'll wish your eyes never saw it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that, man. My cousins made me watch Two Girls, One Cup when I was a kid. And ever since then, I'm like, I can take anything.
It's horrible, man. Like,
yeah.
You don't want to watch that movie,
bro. I watched this crazy ass movie, this Russian war movie called Come and See on Reddit, and it was so intense. It's like, cause I seen a video on YouTube about what's the scariest horror film. It's the scariest horror film of all time. Isn't even a horror film. It's a war film, and it's about this little kid who he falls in love with this girl or whatever. Like he joins the army and shit. His whole family gets slaughtered. He like he just watches so much death and just fucked up shit from these Nazi fuckers. He's a Russian soldier, and the Nazis are who they're battling. And basically the Nazis are just destroying them. And this is about that. And it's the way that they film it, the angles they use, the sounds they use, the expressions, and how good this kid's acting is, and how good he plays out like terror and grief and confusion. It makes it such a good movie, such a like scary movie, but not like, you know, jump scare, gore film scare. There's some of that in there too, but it's just on a different, deeper level, you know, because it's totally a true movie, and the ending of it leaves you feeling like that. It's like, oh, this shit is real. Even the same thing
with the Serbian film, for you creep ass fucking pieces of shit out there who eyes happens come across this movie. You know what I'm talking about. It has great story structure. Yeah. The writers, directors, they were on point. But it is horrific. It serves its point. But no.
Was it supposed to be? Was it supposed to go that deep? Like, was it an artistic thing all the way through?
To pull off what they want to do, yeah.
Okay.
But it's just so not worth it.
You don't think so?
It's not worth sitting through. I just did because the person who told me about it wouldn't tell me what happens. And it was just one of those walking into the unknown type things. I guess it was kind of like destined to bite me in the ass, because I remember one time I was setting up Netflix for my mother. She doesn't really know like technology and internet and all that shit. I just set up Netflix. I'm like, when I showed to put on her first movie to watch, I'm like, oh yeah, watch this movie, Mom. It's a good one. It's called Human Centipede.
Oh my God.
And I remember I was so drunk when I did this. I was like fucked up, and I just like went in the other room and I was just laying down and just listening to her reactions from the movie. It was so hilarious.
Oh my God.
She was so grossed out, and like I heard like her like wondering what's happening. I never saw the movie myself. But I guess that's why like that same like assholeness came back to me.
No pun intended. That movie is so sick. It's just imagine like how humiliating and frustrating it is to just be strapped face first to somebody's asshole, and you're just on a daisy chain of just fucking feces, my nigga, just straight booty food. That's what your life is all about right now. That's the worst. And like, you got to get out of here, like connected to these people. Key and Peele, they did a sketch about how they meet each other after.
Do you like? All right, it's like, is it horrifying? Yes, correct. It is very horrifying.
Yeah, just the thought of it. Yeah,
but
and how they play it out.
It's like, do you want to sit through it? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Even still, with all it being said about,
I've never had the displeasure of doing that.
Yeah. I love movies like that because it's just so crazy to watch. Like movies like Splice, about that weird fucking subhuman fucking thing that it like falls in love with the dude and it's like trying to like fuck the dude, or it's like a creation that they made. Like he made the thing that's like, oh, it's like this is your dad kind of situation, but then it gets older and I guess it went through puberty or some weird shit, but it's just. It was something along those lines. Crazy. Yeah, Splice. It's
a show.
It's a movie, old movie. It was crazy, man. That movie is crazy. Another one that I think is like more popular but equally sick, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because that movie is so weird.
That was, to me, that was the one that came out in like 2004.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that was one of the best horrors ever.
Yeah.
Because they just pro'd it every way. That's another one I saw in the movies. I remember, when we used to sneak in the movies, it was so fun. Poppy Blunts, actually, he was like the smallest one we were with. And like he would just go up to the movie ticket people and he would be like, oh yeah, my mom is inside with the ticket. She has my ticket.
Yeah.
Like I came out for whatever blah blah reason. Like, oh yeah, go ahead. They would just see him all small and shit. Then he would go in the movies, go to the back door, open the shit, and just whole swarm of motherfuckers come pouring in the theater.
Yeah, now you're good.
That was so fun. And then we'd already be in for free, and then that movie would end, and we go right in another movie.
Yeah. You ever heard about that movie A through Z? I think it's called. Where it's like a weird, like it's a crazy, fucked up gore horror thing from like the letter A all the way through Z. There's like a theme, like a fucked up theme for each one. I think you got to go on the deep web or something to find it. But I don't think it's not real, but it's like the depiction is like super fucked up and the idea behind it. Yeah, A through Z. I like seeing shit like that, man. When it's not, there's some shit that I hear about. That's wild. But one thing that makes me think of is how on Facebook, you remember when they had that thing where it was like they had like beheadings on Facebook. I think they still do.
Beheadings.
What? Like there'll be like people in Mexico or Haiti somewhere and just with machetes and shit. Some lady tied up in the woods.
Like that's the thing. Like, I know that shit happens. That out there? Like some
Facebook
things
like
you just don't want to see. Just like a Serbian film. Take my advice. Don't watch it. And if you do, don't say I didn't tell you not to.
Yeah. It's that intense.
It's bad. Like certain things are just like, I don't know. Drugs are bad. It's the devil though. The devil gets you.
If drugs are bad, ice cream is bad.
Ice cream is bad, actually.
Yeah. So yeah. I feel like drugs themselves aren't bad. It's the relationship with them. So
what's not bad? Vegetables? Okay. Eat salad forever. But the dressing is bad. So now it gets to a point where you can't even eat dressing. Oh,
just spray a little water on it.
Oh, just throw some salt on it. That's bad too. No matter what.
Pepper though. Pepper is valid. So a salad with some pepper and vinegar. Spray it with a little bit of water just to get it extra moist. You got yourself a meal. You're living a good life.
I guess, but every fucking goddamn day, man.
But I mean, there's other shit. Like, I feel like meat when it's raised well, is still healthy and good for us. I think we actually kind of are designed like we need some type of meat, or even eating like fish, wild fish is good, which is what I'm gonna start ordering that shit off online, to be honest with you. Probably tonight.
I like fish, man. I had some salmon the other day. I cooked like a whole pound of salmon.
Yeah,
and
I got
ate some during
sea
the
bass
day and then the rest of the night. It's just so good. I mean, honestly, I could eat off only fish.
Yeah, only seafood.
I don't need
red meat.
I don't need other meat, really.
What about chicken?
Fuck chicken.
Fuck chicken?
Chicken is just so common. Okay. It's just so generic. Fish is lit. I eat fish. I feel like I mean, clean, steak will have you feeling like a fucking man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Steak just makes you feel like you have fucking balls and hair on your chest.
Yeah.
Eat a nice steak.
Because that's some
bitch.
Yeah.
You just sort of take the bitch you're eating the steak with, bring her to the bathroom right there.
Just
and then,
drill.
Basically.
Yeah.
You know, but fish, it's like really is like a healthier, the next best thing. Like if you eat like a good fish, it kind of feels like a steak equivalent. It's like, I'm eating this fish, but it's good and expensive and high quality.
Yeah. So that's why I want to go for that straight up wild fish. You know what I mean? Catch it midstream, swimming through the fresh water. You know what I'm saying? Snatch that motherfucker up, chop his head off quick. Keep it humane. Give it straight to me through the mail. Cook it up. One thing I like is like a lox bagel with like some capers in it and some cream cheese. That's a good look. I had one of those the other day when I was walking through New York. I was walking through Brooklyn, like one of like the nicer areas.
Capers?
Capers are like, they're almost like olives basically, but like smaller and a little more tangy than what an olive would be. It was raining hard as fuck that day. It was raining like for like 5 minutes. It was raining like to the point where like the rain would like it smacked, like it was punching the floor, like the rain. The weather is crazy in New York. This winter is gonna be
I just want to see what's
insane.
gonna happen.
It's already getting cold.
It's just like right now it seems kind of like lit because the restaurants are outside. You have people getting drunk outside. Nice weather here in New York. I mean, in the more southern states of the country, it's different. You can kind of be outside all year round.
All year round, yeah.
But the more it gets colder here in New York, I'm really worried about restaurants having to shut back down.
Yeah. Plus freak weather. Like somebody told me that they feel like a blizzard is gonna happen this year. And they sounded pretty sure, but I don't know how
they're trying to get a vaccine out soon. Like, I mean, I don't know if they're trying to balance that out and trying to rush that for for winter coming, basically.
Yeah, so we can live our lives. But I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm telling you right now. You gotta kick my ass before you vaccinate me, bitch, and knock me out and fucking jab that goddamn syringe straight into one of my ass cheeks. And sedate me before you do it, because I'm not getting vaccinated at all. There's no way it's happening. I'm so against it.
Come on, your buddy Joe Budden won't let anything go wrong.
Joe Budden is a...
Joe Biden, sorry. You know what? Joe Biden
is an idiot.
Same difference.
I don't think he's an idiot. But he's definitely... I don't know. He doesn't, the right, your news stations, you guys definitely make him seem like he's a total just like fucking dementia having ass old man.
You know what?
Like,
that's the case though.
Illiterate and everything.
It really is the case. Like even when he's completely lucid at his best times.
Yeah.
he like barely even keeps it together. It's like, yo, it barely even makes sense.
I don't feel like I watch the other side of the news, and I definitely.
You know who he fools the most?
Who's that?
People who hate Trump.
Well, yeah, people who hate Trump want anybody but
I just
Trump.
Don't see why the Democrats
he's stuck in that position so firm.
I don't see how.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how they. Yeah,
best that's going on. Like,
is
how
it
this
a
happening?
money thing? Is it a history thing? Like, it's weird the excuses that they make for like who ends up being the final candidates. Like, why Joe Biden? What the fuck was wrong with Bernie Sanders? Like, you feel like Joe Biden has more sense than Bernie Sanders right now? Why couldn't he run? Why did he drop out? Andrew Yang, he was decent too, way better than Biden. Even I think
like
he wasn't even a politician.
Half of Biden's spirit is in the same fucking realm that ghosts are floating around in.
He's like halfway with his foot in the door.
He's
to
like
the
in
other
the
side.
doorway of both right now.
Yeah. When he goes to sleep, he's like in
Bernie
heaven
is
for a little bit
still
before
here. He might have a heart attack and get right back up, go right back on the campaign trail. But I guess it got to a point where he's like, yo, these people are so ignorant. They're really getting this guy over me. Like I'm pulling out this race.
But what about homegirl though? What about homegirl Hillary? That presidential baddie, that motherfucking hot girls, the Hillary Clinton.
Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton.
When? What?
Best presidential candidate to ever not make it recently.
You know what? Like, I go back and it's like, if you could have her over Trump, would that have made anything better?
I don't think so. I feel like Hillary Clinton probably would have done a better job of not saying outlandish shit.
I trust
Hillary
Hillary
I don't know how she
more.
would act on the.
I trust Hillary Clinton more than Joe Biden.
It's hard to say, man. They're both so untrustworthy. I distrust Donald Trump just as much as all the rest of them too, to be honest. None of them seem down to earth at all. Kamala Harris seems pretty down to earth. And that's really the main thing that I like, to be honest with you. It's just like that, having that baseline makes it so much. You're at a way better baseline to deal with all the different shit going on. Because already, if you're running for president, you're the type of person you gotta be ready to take all that shit on.
I'd vote for her before Biden, though.
Yeah. I vote for her before anybody who's been recently considered. But when I first heard about her, I didn't like her. When I first heard about her, I thought she was super against weed and was locking niggas up like crazy, and she was just super harsh and she was pandering. But you know, after I started to see like stuff she's been doing recently, how she carries herself, different things she's done that I've heard about, and her stance on things, she would be a great, leader. Even she would be a great leader. I think so.
Yeah, I've looked at the time and I'm like, oh, it's 11:47. Train's gonna stop running through. Bang out like another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I might get something to eat too, man. I've been trying to eat a little bit more exotic, but these fucking restaurants in New York, bro, they'll bamboozle you. So decent. Because they'll have the setup and the prices and be in the neighborhood where you think like, oh, this is going to be some little fancy kind of next level shit that's just like in a low-key corner spot. You go in there because of the way they have it set up. And then you buy the shit, you get it, and it's like, oh, this salmon burger, this salmon sandwich, I'm thinking you're going to give me like a real deal piece of salmon with like the skin or the fucking bone on it or some shit in a burger. That's like some weird kind of fucking bread that I can just smash on some different shit. I get a fucking salmon patty, like a frozen fucking crab cake type fucking thing.
But how much?
For like $9, bro. For like $9. And I buy this. The fries are fucking subpar. Just like average ass like fucking frozen Costco fries, and it's all just so disappointing. You gotta really go. Like my new rule now for myself is
wait, where was
there have
this,
to be
though?
at least like 30 seats
Around here.
This was in Brooklyn. This was in, I don't know where the fuck I was at. I just
should
got
write
an
a
e-bike.
bad Yelp review. Spread the word. Do it for the people.
I can't, but that's the thing. I can't hate on a business like that. I don't got it in me. I can't pull up and post some shit like that. That's not my job.
So give them a 2.5.
Give a 2.5. You feel like they deserve? Well, just I don't know, bro. The prices is $9 is too much for that kind of salmon patty.
So you're looking out for the businesses over the people.
That's a real dilemma, bro. That's a real dilemma. What do you do? What would you do?
I'm just being complicated.
Do you write the review?
I mean, the only time I've wrote reviews, if you personally really like you can't just be bad, but be trying.
Yeah, because that's what I feel like is like, I felt like, they had a nice setup, they had decent service, they gave me, some generic
but still,
shit,
here's how
whatever.
I feel. This is like,
I'm just pissed.
this is what's important. Like if your review is worth getting to them, like if you feel a certain type of way about something and it gets back to them
For them to like improve,
then at least they know what the problem is.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Even if someone gets a bad review, don't cry about it. Get over it. Some people are just trolls. I understand that. From anyone who puts out anything, any business first, artist, whatever. That's what I am. People deal with trolls.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
I feel like it would be
most of your audience is satisfied, they're gonna be satisfied.
Yeah, and then you're gonna reap the benefits of that shit.
Would it really be a troll though?
I feel like though
true,
it would. I do feel like it would be.
It depends how
kind
you
of
do
a troll.
it. You could also say good things, like, "Oh, it was a nice place." You could give them credit.
Okay, but even then, I feel like it would be so. Like, cause just imagine, bro. You come to like, okay, you're selling these fucking stinking ass, janky ass fucking crab cake salmon patties, whatever the fuck this thing is that they serve me. And I come and I'm telling you, yeah, this is a nice place or whatever. It's very nice in here, but you need to start selling people and buying locally caught wild salmon and just cooking the fucking fish with the bone on, and get some brioche bread, motherfucker. Step your game up. And your onions are too slimy for my taste, quite personally, to be completely honest with you. And then your fries, that shit is ridiculous. I can tell you bought that shit at Costco.
What's the name of this place?
I got it in bulk once. Huh?
Shout them out.
What was it called? Burger Your Way. On wax.
They know who
There's
they
my
are.
review. They know who they are. And they're trying, but it's not good enough.
You see, you guys owe us. Do we take a free meal? We'll take some free sodas.
I don't even want your. Yeah, I might take a soda. I might take a fucking Welch's grape soda.
We want some free sodas, or else we're shouting your name out.
Yeah, that shout out. That's a fucking. It's not even a diss. Just step your game up. Step your fucking game up. Get a real piece of goddamn fish, and stop playing with my emotions. I paid $9. I can't even get some fucking exotic ass fucking bread on this shit. It was alright though. It was alright.
One thing I can't help but to think of being a fucking huge factor in everything, how everything plays out from here on, is schools. Just like how many reopen and like how that affects
what that's
everything.
gonna do, yeah.
It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah, cause kids, they're good at spreading shit. Just the way they interact, it's just like every kid in the school within a certain amount of time into the years is just gonna get exposed.
See, everyone's been quarantined. Things are on the verge of getting back, but it's just fucking scary.
Yeah.
I don't see like where it's gonna go.
And I think people are saying something like it's starting to hit people at different ages or something like that. I don't know, man. Do you feel like this might be the government just flat out just putting
I feel like certain people they're just immune. They just deal with it. They just fight it off instantly.
Yeah.
Will come in contact with it because no one around me has gotten sick.
Yeah, me neither.
Like
I've
someone would have got
like
sick
distant
around
shit
me.
Happening.
And I've been tested. I've been good. So I don't know, but it's fucking crazy, scary bullshit we're living in. Hopefully it's over soon. You know, I'm kind of been just brushing shit off like, oh, it's just temporary. Because I have hope. I want to believe that all that fucking bullshit, horrible shit we've been dealing with all year is just temporary. Because if it was permanent, is that really a fucking life?
Yeah, and it's not. And I don't feel like that shit is acceptable.
I'm gonna be running down to another country, Mexico or Canada or somewhere. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that shit is too hard to accept. It's like I'm like Zoom and fucking quarantine.
All I know is New York, so it hurts. But hey, New York, we're built off of everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's always somewhere else. And I'm Native American from here, New York. So it hurts me to like leave, but
what do you feel like Canada? Is that what you feel like Mexico?
You know what? Canada's not bad, but it's not easy to get in.
Oh yeah, for real.
They don't want to fuck up what they have there.
Yeah.
They're like, we got something
totally
good. Stay out of here, you fucking Americans.
Yeah,
we don't need you. They treat us how we treat Mexico.
Good call.
It's kind of how it is.
Yeah, good call. Cause
they don't want my brother try to go to Canada because he has a DUI. They wouldn't let him in.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm definitely never getting in. Yeah, I see why Gucci Mane said that shit on that fucking track with Drake. See if I can get somebody to pull some strings. I want to go to the UK. Really is where I want to go.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. Speak English, all that.
Yeah. And their environment is really like it's a good place for like an American to go.
I heard New Zealand has no coronavirus.
New Zealand's a pretty low-key place, but I hear it's like nice. I know the nature is nice, like it's green as fuck. New Zealand's dope for that shit.
Until then, fucking stuck here in New York. It's fucking late. I gotta catch this last train. So we about to cut this short. Well, not really that short. Been in here for a while.
Been going in, yeah.
So fucking high.
Yeah, I'm twisted.
Got anything else to say?
Twisted for days. Yeah, we need to get a soundboard, like a sound machine in here, so we can play like different sound effects when we like do shit or say shit. That shit is dope.
So, yeah, it's all coming though. But yeah, man, it's fucking getting late. I'm about to cash this train back. Like, train's fucking, unfortunately, it's not the city that sleeps anymore.
Yeah.
But it was great with this getting this recording done.
Stay safe, man. Stay safe on the way home.
Definitely, man. You too. Fucking everyone out in the world. It's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Stay safe. Keep your head low. Stay ducked off.
Just get through it. Good night, New York. Good night, planet Earth. Good night, planet Earth. Good night, planet Earth.
ChillBuzz, baby. That's all for the streets.